only because I want to be a bit more serious for this one. Maybe we can talk to people, but I want us to be focused. All right, let me check if this stream is up. I'm going to get started whether people come here or not because I am turning this into a video, so this will be uploaded to YouTube. And I'm essentially going to be doing a run through as to... We good? Cool, we're good. Essentially what I'm doing here is I'm doing a giant, probably not that big, outline of things that I look for when it comes to making an investment in crypto. I will do stocks and whatever a different day, but for now, I haven't been in this like often enough to really give a solid opinion. So my goal here is to just show my process. What do I look for? What am I going for when it comes to making a proper investment? And not just, yeah, a shit coin that's gonna 1,000 times because, you know, people shill it out on Twitter. Yes, Twitter. Whatever it might be. And a lot of these coins that you'll even see now are kind of... we'll see. So just to get right into it, at the very top, we still have Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, Dogecoin, Tron, and Cardano. All right, this is pretty similar as to how it looked when I was here a couple years ago. But again, I'm diving headfirst into this, and I want to make this a weekly, if not multi-weekly thing, multiple times. So Dogecoin is always going to be up there because shilling, all that type of stuff, great. People want to make money and people are willing to hold. It's a strong, strong community, and I don't think that's going to change. Now, Hyperliquid, what is Hyperliquid? It has a total supply, 9 million, 14. Okay. Interesting. All right, so let's check out the website and let's check out the white paper. So intermediate, let's see if I can just pull it up on here. We can. So it has a docs. From first glance, off the bat, this looks pretty legit. I'd imagine it's legit if it's number 11 on CoinMarketCap right now. So the flagship application, the premier decentralized exchange. Low fees, up to 40 times leverage, transparent, seamless, cool, the Hyperliquid stack. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to, again, I'm not questioning the legitimacy of this yet. I don't know anything, and I'm not even going to come into this as a skeptic. I'm just going to point out things that I remember from when I was researching in the past and things I'm going to take from the past, things I'm going to learn now to... and so on and so forth. But having a pretty website doesn't really mean the world. You know what I mean? There's been many of pretty websites that it's there to sell investors on. Always remember that. The actual technology and underlying thing needs to be there. At the bare minimum, it needs to work. Not only work, it needs to work a pretty decent amount of the time. Venture capitalists are not going to put their money into things that you can't even demo or not even fucking application ready. You know what I mean? They're asking for a lot nowadays, and that's fine. But again, in the world of cryptocurrency, things move really quickly. It's why I'm not going to say I understand the trends now as they were 2 years ago. So Hyperliquid through hype, exactly. So just keywords, things to look out for. Hyperliquid, certain things on here are just for investors specifically. They just want to make sure it looks good because investors will always care about the advertising and the selling of it. I know what I'm saying is probably super fucking obvious, but it's a reminder as to how to go about this, how to go about your investments. Because sometimes you're just going to ride certain investments because there's hype. Dogecoin is still kind of hype, I guess, kind of real technology. I guess just a fucking cult following. You know what I mean? Whatever. So this, again, I still don't know much. Third party website. Sure. Where are you taking me? Stats.hyperliquid. Why is this a third party website? Weird. I've never understood. But, okay. Total deposits all time. Really? I'm confused. Total withdrawals, total notional liquid. Again, this is all to look pretty. I get that. I hear you. This is all just to look pretty. This stuff, the white paper, is what I'm kind of going to go over for the most part. And that's the nitty gritty things, the things that people don't give a shit about. And that's why they just ride with whatever YouTuber who has 10,000 followers at this time is shilling out. You know what I mean? They're never really going to show you how they do the things. And if they have, I'm sorry to anybody who does exactly what the fuck I do or am doing and just streaming the process. Eventually, I'm going to stop talking about the goddamn process. But we'll get to this in 1 second. I want to keep checking out the website. It takes us to this. It looks very pretty. It's very apparent as to why do you have a 4.0 token site? Always go with the bottom first. Let's see what they have to say about them. Roadmap and progress, pretty high end. Token performance, pretty bad. Ecosystem development. Ecosystem, I like this whole thing. Token insight, I've never used this. I might use this because I like this rating score. Ecosystem development is hard to get going. It is. At the end of the day, it's not easy to get something off the ground. Seriously, go try to advertise anything right now. Most people are in sales jobs and can barely close a deal or two a day. And by the way, if you're one of those people, it's okay to not want to keep selling a piece of your soul for a product you would never fucking believe in. Anyways, for this dimension, we mainly consider collaboration with other projects, supplemented by an examination of social media activity and decentralized governance participation. I feel like decentralized governance participation is weird to have in ecosystem development. That feels like a separate thing. That feels like it should go into underlying technology and security realistically, because the whole point of crypto is to have a strong and secure decentralized blockchain and governance system. So this is a weird one to have. I get nitty. I get very like picky about that sort of thing, only because sometimes people put words in places that they shouldn't be. And what I mean by that is supplemented by examination of social media activity and collaboration with projects. You should have also considered any progress that's being made on it as well. It doesn't really say it. So people build on Cardano. That's what I thought, ecosystem was really going to mean. I know they say collaboration with projects, but not every project or something that goes on the blockchain that is something that does something is necessarily a project. You get what I mean? Like, even just the process of having smart contracts on your ecosystem and having a catalog of that showing how you are using an oracle, whether it be Chainlink or Ergo, to gather your data to then input. Okay, the whole point of this is I want you to cut my grass. I'm not going to have to worry about just handing you the money or selling it. We're just going to put into our smart contract. Bob is going to cut the grass, and I, Dave, will pay him $40 when the job is completed. You would then take information from the cameras that you have if it's connected to the Internet of Things, which the oracles will then pull from and examine and dictate whether the task has been completed. So, sorry for the spit. Sorry, screen. So yeah, that it feels weird that that's not necessarily in ecosystem development, but I digress. I do just like this in general, so I will be I will just be using token site as well. So let's open up two different kind of tabs here. So here, coin market cap. I don't know how to split the screen, so I am just gonna do this. Maybe this splits the screen. Oh, this is perfect. Maybe it's done on this on purpose. Who knows? Either way, back to it. So I'll keep this stuff over here. No, don't exit out. Whatever. All right. So I'll keep this stuff over here, and I'll keep this over here. and I need a notepad. I usually like to write things down, but I'm not gonna write. I'll try. I'll do something on here so that notes by anybody else who wants to take notes, it could be taken. Interesting. Hyperliquid is number 8 on here. Why? Why is that? Market cap 43 million. Get rid of you. Confusing myself. So 43 million. Or billion, sorry, for what? Why is this? All right, I'm glad I essentially came to this first. Why is it like this? What's triple B? Fuck out of here. Who's giving ratings? You're giving ratings. Whatever, Token Insight. Fine. You're giving ratings. You're trying to add legitimacy to it. I get it. When you start off, when you become an aggregator, you can start to dictate everything else. I get it. Yeah, that's weird. Why is that? I don't know why that is right now. I will dive deeper into that, but now I am immediately now skeptical of Hyperliquid. So let's get into the docs, because this in itself will show if there's anything that we need to worry about. So Hyperliquid is a performant blockchain built with the vision of a fully on-chain open financial system. Liquidity, user applications, and trading activities synergize on a unified platform that will ultimately house all of finance. Will it? All right. So I already kind of don't believe in this. This seems like a hype coin. Again, it doesn't really matter what my opinion is. I want to be very upfront about that. It doesn't really matter what my opinion is. If people want to invest into shit that they want to invest into, that's fine. You know, most people don't exactly know what they're looking at and just want to ride the wave because they keep hearing about it on Reddit and things like that. So I get it. Let's go to this. Let's figure some stuff out. Hope Reddit doesn't show any NSA whatever. I'm not gonna log on right now. Taking profit, but it could 10x. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Fucking this thing, the final boss of Ibiza. This is. Look at this. Oh, it's an Arc 2 coming. Yeah, it really is. Crypto. Yeah. Cool. So this is kind of. So we're still doing this NFT shit. We're still doing this. All right, so if we have a trend, someone's going to make a coin, invest in it fast enough. If you want to do that, you can always do that. You just have to be staring at your computer for a long time. Nice tits. But you have to be staring at your computer for a long time if you want that to work. All right, I'm done with you for now. So Hyperliquid already seems weird. Hyperliquid is a layer one blockchain written and optimized from first principles. Hyperliquid uses a custom consensus algorithm called HyperBFT, inspired by Hot Stuff and its successors. What is Hot Stuff? Search. Sorry, I'm so slow. Hot Stuff crypto. What is consensus in blockchain? Yes, cool. All right, key points based on Hot Stuff. Byzantine flaunt tolerance. I should read this out loud. I'm so sorry. Hot Stuff tolerates up to 1/3 malicious validators, ensuring that even with some validators acting dishonestly, the network can still reach consensus. Synchrony. Hot Stuff operates as asynchronously under normal conditions. In case of extended network issues, it shifts into a synchronous mode after a global stabilization time (GST), guaranteeing that honest participants will eventually agree on a block. shared state across. Okay. I'm trying to speed read so I can come to an opinion here. This is the stuff that this is pretty stuff. This is pretty stuff. Cuz let me here's the thing about speed is there's always a cost for speed, and sorry not sorry, most of the time it is long-term efficiency. Um we've been on this trend for a while now of the more people who are on it, the faster and better it gets, which it's true just because of, distance wise from whatever else is connecting in the area, yada yada. Hmm. Yeah, I need to understand hot stuff. What is hot stuff? Understanding hot stuff and fault tolerance. I like this. At least they linked us here. It's not super. It wasn't super obvious, and it also took us out of the website. Not super obvious, but I would like that more highlighted. Sadly, things are mostly in a text form where coders and fucking programmers, developers, whatever, they like the way it looks, and they're trying to just get everybody else on point. I'm supposed to answer these three things. Oh, is hot stuff just okay? I'm probably just super fucking retarded. All right, I'm sure you know about this problem, but still, I don't know too much about this problem. I get it. Specifically, distributed computing systems, such as scenarios, several machines have to agree on a specific state or decision, even if some nodes may be faulty or malicious. General. Please don't do that. Let me just read the goddamn thing. Right, the hot stuff consensus protocol. Hot stuff is one example of a Byzantine fault tolerant consensus protocol. This mechanism was developed to handle scenarios just like the one described above, but specifically for blockchain systems, which are systems where there are many different computers, also known as nodes, and each of these nodes must agree on the state of the blockchain together or form consensus. Protocol was developed by VMware Research, a research group with expertise in distributed systems, computer architecture, and algorithms. This group forms the basis of Facebook Dame blockchain consensus protocol. Proposal phase. One person in the group, let's call them the leader, proposes a date for the party. Voting phase. Everyone else in the group sends their agreement or disagreement back to the leader. Decision phase. If the leader receives agreements from more than 2/3 of the group, then the leader will send a final message to everyone that says we have agreed on this date. Okay. Process repeats each new decision. The leader starts behaving erratically, just like a BFT friend from before, a new leader will be chosen. This way, even if there is an unpredictable amount of unpredictable people who may unpredictably try to sabotage the party plans, this group can still successfully agree on a date. In the context. Oh, quick summary. Cool. The BFT consensus problem is a challenge in distributed computing where a group of nodes must agree on a value or decision, despite the possibility that some nodes may be faulty or malicious. This consensus problem may be difficult as errant or malicious nodes may try to disrupt the consensus process by sending conflicting information or by withholding information altogether. Hot Stuff is a consensus algorithm that solves the BFT. That solves the BFT consensus problem by introducing a new approach to viewing synchronization. In traditional BFT algorithms, viewing synchronization can be slow and resource intensive, which makes it difficult to reach a consensus. Pacemaker module helps networks solve this challenge by offering a separate module focused on appearance synchronization. I think I got you. That stuff also introduces, by introducing deadlocks and delays to the process. Hot Stuff helps ensure that all nodes can participate and reach agreement before taking the next steps. All sounds so good in theory. It sounds so good in theory. So the reason I got a little excited is this one. If I didn't make it obvious, this right here. Ooh, cool. Yes. Oh, fuck you. Just highlight it. Whatever. That helps ensure that all nodes have the blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to articulate. I want to articulate the best words for it. So, offering a separate module focused on appearance synchronization. Let me dive deeper. Let me dive a little bit deeper. So, appearance synchronization. I'm working on multiplayer open world game, blah blah blah. Meaning, just give me meaning. I should go to ChatGPT or something, but regardless, appearance synchronization in relation to human social interaction. This refers to the tendency for humans to spontaneously or intentionally synchronize their movements, behaviors, and even psychological responses with others. Examples include people walking in step, clapping. Yes, appearance synchronization. Context. We're gonna go crypto meaning. Can you give me something? Okay. You need appearance synchronization. So what I'm gathering from appearance synchronization is because it is offering a pacemaker module. This module will 100% be used for fraud. 100%. You can easily do that because you're offering this to me as if it's this thing that's clearly going to solve the problem when you're in the business of solution, which is basically almost every fucking application that people make nowadays, which is just, hey, I made a solution to a problem. You made up the problem. Now, this problem isn't necessarily made up, but digressing from, BFT. In Hot Stuff, it offers you a separate module focused on appearance synchronization. So that sounds like it doesn't actually, like if all the stuff is actually happening here, and it gives you a different thing, like here, just do the work on here, do the work here, and we'll validate it and make sure everything's pushed out and everybody's aware of all of this. It sounds like that's what it should be for, but because there's a stop phase in here, anybody can do anything there. That's where the fraud will happen, behind the secure wall, because that wall just divides, essentially. It's difficult to explain, probably because I'm a fucking idiot, but yeah, appearance synchronization. It just needs to appear that it's synchronized, essentially, is what it's saying. That's what I'm gathering. Maybe I'm wrong. Hot Stuff is an innovative approach to viewing synchronization and block verification, which makes it an essential tool. This background, basically, nah. Yeah, by introducing deadlocks and delays to the process, Hot Stuff helps ensure that all nodes can participate and reach agreement before taking the next step. I don't think I'm wrong on that. And here it is. So, yeah, this is what I mean about the white paper stuff. Nobody wants to read this shit. Nobody can even understand this. I can barely understand it. The people who wrote it can barely understand it. I'm glad I ate before this. I was feeling dry. Also, didn't want you guys to hear me chugging. So, all right, lessons from Hot Stuff. Chainlink Labs. Really interesting. Hmm. So it's a Chainlink Labs thing. See, that one makes sense. Just talking about oracles. Every time you use a cloud service, servers behind the scenes, keeping redundant copies of your data, solving the distributed consensus problem to keep information available and consistent against the breakdown of some servers. Every time you fly a modern airplane, there are extra sensors and avionics to keep it airborne, reaching a consensus on automated inputs to flight controls against malfunctioning components. At the core of blockchains are systems that also solve consensus to collectively maintain an immutable history of transactions against the worst type of failure, Byzantine, orchestrated by rogue participants. Yeah, it's just giving me the introduction, the preliminaries, safety at all times. For every pair of correct node, the output log of one is the prefix of the other. Liveness. After GST, global stabilization time, all non-faulty nodes repeatedly output logs. So this is the output is growing digitally. Side to side simultaneously achieve O n squared. Worst case communication, optimistically linear communication, and optimistically fast latency, and optimistic responsiveness. We define these properties more formally below. They're honest with what they're saying. You got to understand that. They're honest in what they're saying if you know what they're intending. Because putting optimistic, what does optimistic mean? If we start throwing words that don't necessarily fit, at least to common knowledge, then everything is a goddamn double, triple, and quintuple entendre. You know what I mean? But in this case, they're trying to make it. Again, just look at the fucking optimistic definition. Hopeful and confident about the future. Involves an overestimate. What else? Maybe I'm missing something. Nope. Optimistic. That's what that means. Doesn't necessarily fit here, but they're trying to be honest and optimistic about what they are providing and for why it is being provided like that. Performance measures. Theoretical complexity measures are evaluated after GST, since no progress is guaranteed until then. There are two principal complexity measures. Communication measured in the number of bits sent over communication channels by one node. Latency measured in units. By the way, when I do eventually get feedback on this video, if anybody watches it, let me know what you guys would rather me do. Would you guys, for the streams that I'm not just researching the way that I'm researching this, I'm not really going to change. This is my first attempt at, hey, this is how I research, and this is what I do, and this is how I'm going to read, and get an actual understanding of what I'm reading, what I'm doing, and if this is going to stay the way it is or not. Because I don't like keeping up with news bullshit. I like knowing what the technology is, even though I have a PhD in nothing. I would, learning never stops, and never let a degree define you. You can go to fucking Columbia University. Everybody's in the same position. All right. ANC solution has optimistic responsive. Oh. Okay. And Omega. No, sorry. Yeah, let me know if you guys would rather me do I go silent, but I'm researching and I'm probably going to come to you with an answer, or just like, all right, boom, 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 this, let's look at this crypto, let's look at this crypto, let's look at this crypto, which I might do anyways, and I'll get a public audit as to what anybody cares about. So, figure one, yeah. Two-step protocol. Each step in a linear, secure broadcast. Possible failure during ratify step. I'm going to zoom this in. I'm going to fucking strain my eyes to all hell. Alright. Later, proposal. Oh, this is the first phase. This is the proposal, right? And then the voting, and then the decision phase. Where was that? It wasn't here. Where was that? Where was that? Shit. whatever. Commit value. Lock value and commit value. See, now this is borderline the same thing. It could just be thrown back the other way, but it's like actually taking the time to gather all the things and lock it in a virtual box, the same as if you're doing some type of transaction in cash. You would take the money, transfer it, put it in a safe, and then when it is opened, it'll go to the appropriate person, whether it's the commit, the next part after second phase, or pre. View review. Okay. All right, so it'll explain that. Yeah, so yeah. So aggregate. Okay, so that's what they want to do. Yeah. So they're adding this update key. Linear. Okay. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting into the technicalities of it. There's just going to be something in here that, again, I think allows them to have a measure, not a measure. There is an opportunity of fraud that can be committed by the people doing this. That is my assumption of this. I am assuming. I have no idea if that's true or not. That's why I'm reading this white paper to get a better understanding as to, I saw some things stick out. Like, I didn't really like that. This looks pretty for XYZ reason. Who is Thunderhead? I'll figure that out. But, yeah. Okay. All right, I do need to read this, though. This is important. Optimistic responsiveness. Linear secure broadcast. PBFT employs a secure broadcast building block to disseminate a leader proposal. A secure broadcast provides a guarantee that non-faulty nodes deliver the same message from a sender, if any, and that messages from the non-faulty leaders are reliably delivered. A second secure broadcast is used for assembling 2F+1 votes to commit the proposal. PBFT's original secure broadcast protocol is based on a protocol by Braca and has quadratic communication in complexity. Let's go to 5 here. Braca. So bad at this. Can I not fucking, can I do that? Oh, that's so gay. Alright, gave you Braca asynchronous. Whatever. Thank you. Right, this is it. Agreement protocol. Cookie settings, yes. Fucking, I'd rather them not. Fuck your performance cookies. Confirm my choices. I shouldn't have to. Just let me fucking read it. Alright. Alright, here we go. Asynchronous Byzantine Agreement Protocol. So it's based off this from 1980s. Alright. So, a consensus protocol enables a system of n asynchronous processes, some of them faulty, to reach agreement. Both the processes Sorry. All right. I need to just read it. Consensus protocol enables a system of n asynchronous processes, some of them faulty, to reach agreement. Both the processes and the message system are capable of cooperating to prevent the correct processes from reaching decision. A decision. Why can't you just add the A? A protocol is T-resilient if, in the presence of up to T faulty processes, it reaches agreement with probability. 1. Byzantine processes are faulty processes that can deviate arbitrarily from the protocol. Fail-stop process can just stop participating in it. In a recent paper, T-resilient randomized consensus protocols were presented for T is less than N divided by 5. We improve this to T is less than N divided by 3, thus matching the known lower bound on the number of correct processes necessary for consensus. The protocol uses a general technique in which the behavior of the Byzantine processes is restricted by the use of a broadcast protocol that filters some of the messages. The apparent behavior of the Byzantine process is filtered by the broadcast protocol is similar to that of fail-stop processes. Plugging the broadcast protocol as a communicating primitive into an agreement protocol for fail-stop processes gives the result. This technique, take a shot every time you say processes. This technique of using broadcast protocols to reduce the power of the faulty processes and then using them as communication primitives in algorithms designed for weaker failure models was used successfully in other contexts. You make me want to kill myself. All right. I need to know exactly what this means. Search it, I'll delete it. Byzantine. Relating to Byzantium, now Istanbul, Byzantium, Eastern. Interesting. So why is it called that? World. Stall experiment involves a group of generals begging a city who need to agree on a coordinated plan of attack or retreat. The challenges. Some generals might be traitors who attempt to send misleading. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I get it. What happened there? I get it. I'm telling you, man, this is all of this. All right. I understand why they're doing this from a safety standpoint. They have all the explanation in the world and the beautiful papers and yada yada yada. But at the same time, think about what this could actually be used for. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, and I think that's the best way. Hey, if you ever want to think about how business decisions come about and deals are done, just think about, I don't know, how could I completely get this person to do what I want without them knowing I'm getting them to do what I want? Essentially, what I'm reading from this and what I'm understanding from what they want to do with this type of protocol and how they're fixing it, quote unquote fixing it, probably because some people have noticed what I'm noticing is, yeah, the problem of you lock everything up and then there's room for fraud and error to happen. What Hyperliquid is doing is essentially adding a phase just before that. Let's go all the way back up. They are adding a phase before it, and I'm going to read it just to confirm, but yes, they aggregate it to here, and then they aggregate it to here, aggregate it, blah, blah, blah. This update key, it's smoke and mirrors. It's a deflection, it's a smoke screen, it's just, okay, our money, instead of going into this place where fraud might happen, it's going to go into this other place first that we know nothing's going to happen, and nothing might happen. You know what I mean? But then when it still gets to the locked value of it, fraud can still happen in the third phase. this third phase, this whole fucking thing right here is where the problem lies, and you're not fixing it by adding something before it. You need to fix it by doing something about this locked value. How you can prevent the fraud from happening in there. You know, fraud can happen at each and every turn and aggregation, but phase 3 is the problem, and the second phase is a smokescreen. That's just I'm telling you that's what I'm gathering. Take nothing as I what do your lawyers tell you to say? So I can't be held responsible for anything, and this is also not defamation or blah blah blah. I don't know why you need to fucking say all that nonsense, but all right, I'm not gonna read this right now, but I'm gonna read this at some point because this is very, very interesting. Very interesting that you're just adding a layer of like, hold on, we don't have to let that happen. And okay, everything's good, and then they move the money on to the next phase, and it's like, oh no, something happened there. We tried fixing it. We had all this technology and paperwork to show that we can deal with it. Sure. Second phase. Update key. Again, maybe they even talk about this. Maybe they're going to talk about what I'm talking about and then show, actually, Jason, because you think you're so smart, you assumed. And now we got onto the real stuff, and we actually fixed that problem too. But whatever. From my gathering, I don't like Hyperliquid. It was already weird with the market cap. It's very just it looks pretty for investors and everything like that. Fucking get your HTML in order. Where is it? What is this? What is this now? What is this? Who are your fucking developers? This is so ugly. I could have this done in a night properly with some good flex boxes. Alright. Yeah, I don't really want to read this too much now. Just from what staking. Yeah, this is just this is a very put together cash grab, unlike Hyperliquid. So we're gonna get rid of all Hyperliquid stuff. But just because I don't like it doesn't mean it might not be a good investment. Why is that? Well, we're gonna keep these 3 things up because I still want that. People don't like to be upfront about what it is that they're doing, right? So I have my eyes on Chainlink now. I'm very skeptical of them. I've always been a little skeptical of Chainlink because I don't. Hold on. Maybe. Yes, it was known as smartcontract.com. I was like, I'm not making this up. Chainlink was not always called Chainlink. Right? Yeah. Not gonna lie, man. I have my eyes on Chainlink now. Because again, let's go to this. What is an oracle in crypto? Connecting to the real world. Oracles provide smart contracts with the ability to connect to external systems and retrieve this off-chain data. This query external data sources, verify the accuracy and authenticity of the data, and then transmit it back to the blockchain for the smart contract to be utilized. So as I said, connecting to the Internet of Things, looking at what's happening on the camera, using, proper vision technology, computer vision, and just, interpretation between, you have to transcribe what's happening on screen into machine code, read, and then outputted back onto the secure, decentralized internet, or at least Chainlink's whatever. Which I've always found to be a problem. And I know I gave the example I gave of, you mow my lawn, $40, it's completed once the cameras obviously see that you're done mowing the lawn, and the video itself needs to be able to interpret that the grass has not only been cut, because you can just push the lawnmower over the grass and it not be spinning or anything, and it's got to take into the account, like, how can it tell the depth of how much has been cut on the grass, and that just comes down to better vision technology. We're very stuck on just cameras that grab the light that they see, and that's about it. Whereas opposed to more advanced cameras do have a better sense of depth, as it also takes into account reflection. It takes into account what else? Let me see if I can find the answer. How do cameras interpret depth? Oh, beautiful! They have a thing here. Principles of stereoscopic structured light or time of flight. Closer. I can't. I'm not finding the word that I want to use, but yes, not every camera can actually do a type of depth analysis that they're looking for to, such a degree. But I digress. Oracles can be used for great things. 100%. They can be used for fantastic things. You can get a lot of deals done and not have to have this intermediary, human error prone, trust third party vendor. And you can just have boom, boom, boom with a decentralized, secure internet and yada. And even if it interprets that the job wasn't done, if it's, you know what I mean, you would hope people still have it in their hearts to then give the cash back or whatever, yada, yada. Again, I'm digressing so much. I need to be doing research. I'm not really fucking with Chainlink anymore. While it might be a good investment, especially because I do see that, yeah, it's looking like there's opportunity for all of this to grow. Yeah, you're definitely gonna see something over $50. When? That's a good idea. I don't know when. I'm not really to profile score. 61% too. Measure of completeness and freshness of the data provided by the project. Oh, of course they don't have their max fucking supply. Whatever, dude. Yeah, I'm not liking Chainlink. Chainlink is spy technology. It's spyware. That's what Chainlink is, and not in a good way. And Hyperliquid. That's why they're both fucking right here. This makes so much sense. Yeah. All right. So I figured that out. In terms of just projections going off the graph itself, again, I'm not one who's going to want to. This just fucking came out too. Yeah, this is like internet computer all over again, except without the gigantic immediate crash. See, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. That's what US. Hmm. All right, dude. I'm not really. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't invest in this right now either way, even if it is still going to be a long-term good investment, because the project keeps succeeding and our spyware is awesome. I'm from a moral standpoint, I really don't like this. So, oh, Hedera. I thought this was Hedra. Hedera This one is, from what I remember, super governed, and I believe, just give me the full white paper. I appreciate this. I appreciate that CoinMarketCap. I really do. Sorry for getting angry. Good. They have multiple white papers. I know Hedera has always been very pretty, as most are. We're decentralized now, are we? Are we? Are we? Hmm. It doesn't make sense you being quote unquote. You cannot possibly expect people to go, oh, this decentralized secure thing where fraud can't fucking happen. Google's a part of it. Chainlink, to a T-Mobile, fucking Dell. Oh yeah, Ubisoft. These companies that have done XYZ and had this much power for all this time. IBM. You think they're just gonna give that away? Get the fuck out of here. Get decentralized out of here, please, please. Don't tell me, dude. It's so easy to fake decentralization nowadays. It really is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just another thing. Not only is it pretty, it's got a bunch of partnerships, and you know. Here, let me open it here. I want to see it on Token Insight. Let's see. What do you give me into? Wait, where? Where is it? Here we go. Ecosystem development, us again, and decentralized governance participation. Again, I just think that should be in a different point, but yeah, token economics. We measure token economics by looking at the usage scenarios of native tokens, distribution, investing plans, and holding. Triple B stable. Here we focus on evaluating the initial goals set by the team, the iterations on the roadmap, and the on-time delivery. Yeah, it makes sense why it's here. All right, so again, I'm not trying to just spew nonsense. I'm not just trying to be a dick who's just attacking everything that I see as if the world is full of pussies. But yeah, Hyperliquid, Chainlink, you just have these fucking projects, these companies that are actively participating in going against everything that decentralization actually is. You know? It's so hard to believe. So hard to believe. I haven't touched Cardano yet because I've always been an advocate for it. Still am. Still kind of. I haven't read anything that they've posted in terms of their input output global website. I used to read a little bit of those white papers here and there to just try to understand, what is making them so legit. And trust me, you want an actual good crypto that's doing right by the people, or at least in the best way possible, trying to do something right for the people and sticking to the morals of what this is all supposed to be. Cardano, all the fucking way. All the fucking way. Some people find the Charles Hoskinson insufferable, but I think that's just bots on the internet. Charles, if you ever hear this, please. I don't know if you've given up on attacking the attackers, but they're bots. There's no way for the longest amount of time any reasonable person could keep saying, "Oh, Cardano is vaporware, XYZ thing." It never made sense. For other cryptos, though, some things definitely make fucking sense, and you have to verify things and audit things yourself. XRP is another one of those things that needs a good auditing, and I want to know who backs XRP, so I'm gonna go into that. But I need to know, because fuck, they have not gone away. Them and the SEC, like, who's funding you? Who's funding these legal battles? What type of technology are you offering that's so tantalizing that somebody's willing to put this much money into it? So weird. Sui, I've seen that's come up. Toncoin is still here. Toncoin is the Telegram one, right? Toncoin Telegram? Maybe I'm wrong. Decentralized. For it to integrate. Okay. Coinbase Ventures backing. What was this? This was 3 hours ago. So with that news, did it go up? Because it doesn't look like it went up. But honestly, seeing what I'm seeing, Toncoin might get a little bump up. Let's see. Let's see some of the stuff that they have to offer. Profile score is a 61. Yeah, let's just go back. I'm kind of liking Token Insight, and I'm liking the way that they're outputting this. It's very, at least reminds me of Pokemon and trying to up the Pokemon's. It's not stats like their beauty or whatever. Interesting. Why is it considered? Why is it so low? It's very low. That's disgustingly low. Most things I keep seeing here, ecosystem is right there. I need to see at least one coin. I'm gonna just check Cardano right now, which is at number 12 because there's two things in there that shouldn't be in there. All right, so let's go triple B. That's very interesting that it's triple B. Team partners and investors. Yeah, I mean the guy's fucking funding himself. You got to give him some slack on this one, but either way, yeah, team partners, investors depends on. See, this depends on how you're really looking at it. You have Ergo, which is essentially Chainlink, and it doesn't seem like they want to be evil about it and turn it into a fucking surveillance software for the fucking military and the US government or anybody else that's willing to pay a dime towards it, because is Chainlink really from the United States? Wink, wink. I don't know. This is a little accurate though. It's pretty accurate, especially in this, team partners and investors. That's pretty accurate. Token performance, sure. Underlying technology and security blows it out the water. Honestly, I'm surprised it's not higher, but there are some sacrifices that even Charles has made to his protocols in order for things to work how they want, but because people don't really like him as much, this category isn't being super filled. And in terms of on-chain development, I mean, there's more, you'll probably find more quality things, but yeah. Let's look at all. So when was this? 2018. Okay, 3 to 4 years on that timeline. I mean, so long as it does keep going, I don't know if right now is necessarily the best time. It's always the best time to buy. I don't know if I would invest too much more into Cardano at this very moment if I'm just trying to make money. If I'm trying to keep a good, just a good stable investment that's going to last a long time, I would keep buying up Cardano. As I mean, you see this right up there, right? We're not even touching that right now, nowhere close. And for you to just gather as much as possible, like say you were over the next let's go 2028. It's 2028, and say you've amassed, we'll just go with this. Say you have amassed 100,000 ADA, right? Over these next couple years. And then we're just gonna times that, say, by the all-time high that was 289. Let's say it gets a little above that. Say we get to, I think 396 would be appropriate. You would have $396,000. Almost you know, quadruple your return on investment, which is extremely significant. You know what I mean? And then you can take that to distribute it anywhere else, yada yada. But yeah, if you want something that's gonna stay here and it's going to last and you're gonna make money in the long run no matter what, I would definitely, yeah, I would definitely invest as much as you can up until that. But again, I give no advice. I give no advice. I give no advice. Whatever the lawyer thing tells me to do, I'm not. I cannot be held responsible because I'm not telling you. I'm not forcing you. Do whatever the fuck you want. I say invest in what you believe in. Okay. I'm just a guy looking at stuff and giving out probably terrible fucking advice. So, all right, I don't care about that, and we'll keep the calculator up just in case. Let's look more at Reddit again. How to take profits like a pro during the upcoming crypto run. Ethereum breaks in 4 years. I'm telling you, 3 to 4 years is that special timeline of things going right back up. At least that seems to be what it is now. Lie to me. The bull market's over. Right? It's always over. It's always over when Jason starts to get into it. Once Jason gets into it, I'm back into crypto. Everything is right back down. So, you know, take the money that you're going to get now. We just hit a high. It's beautiful. We're coming back down. Ah, yeah. Look at those steps right there. But genuinely, I do think we're going to slowly go down. I just don't think Trump's term is all that great for us. Sorry, not sorry, but actual inflation, cost of living, and everything hasn't been fixed. And markets that don't necessarily reflect that are markets that are prioritizing short term gains over the long term health of the entirety of, you know, financial health. So if we're going to keep taking all these short term gains from Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any other coin that's kind of coming up right now, the long-term outcome will suffer. So let's go back to, yeah, Toncoin. We got some news about it. I'm not super interested in it. Let's do the smart thing now. And the smart thing would be going to a watch list. Let's log in. No. I'm just going to use the Kukamongas. Yep. Kukamanga account. Woo! Alright, let's... Does it matter? Does it matter? Is there anything on here I shouldn't be showing you? Shit. I hope not. Either way, out of that now. Can I look at everybody else's wish list? I want to. You can share this watch list. Most visited. Okay, so these have been the most visited cryptos. Interesting. 7 days. What is this? 1,377 all time. This is just started at less than, very much so, less than a cent. Where would you buy this? Here. Okay. I got question marks about this. Okay, little laggy. What can I hear the volume? Thanks. I'll turn that off for now. Interesting. Let's look at some of this arcade token. So we're still in the game kind of. There's games. War of Really? Okay, again, please don't copyright me. I'm not trying to be copyrighted. I'm just trying to, let's do that. Alright, there was, what the fuck? Alright, there was nothing to that. Visit game site. War of Nova. Play now. Why? I don't want it. Can something just be a play? War of Nova. So we're trying to beat Steam, are we? Alright, so it's this. I need to see something. Okay. So it's not a real game. No, it's a real game, just not a game I'd ever play. Alright, whatever. Yeah, Hedera, fuck this. I'm sorry, not sorry. I can't go with something that I just don't believe in the morals to. Everything's a pump and dump, rug pull, fucking technology spies on you type thing. So, alright. Interesting. So, I guess this is what comes up for, you know, most visited. Trending, I guess. Pump.fun. This went up pretty significantly. Pump.fun. Is this just a straight, like, pump and dump scheme? Because it sounds like it. 1.2 billion. The fuck? Number 73. What is this? What is Pump.fun? Pump allows anyone to create coins. All coins created on Pump are fair launch, meaning everyone has equal access to buy and sell when the coin is first created. Step 1, pick a coin that you like. Step 2, buy the coin on the bonding curve. Sell at any time. So, can your Yo, can we just... What? Is this just a way to pump and dump stuff? This can't... No. What am I looking at here? I'm like afraid to click. Let's just click this. What the hell? 5.2k. Went all the way up from. What? I'm in shock. There's no fucking way that this can't. No, this can't be real. This cannot be real. Launch a coin that instantly is tradable in one click.
Whoa.
Welcome to the launch pad for your dreams. Oh, this is for you. Yep, memes are actually a pretty good measure of what people are interested in at any given moment.
What?
An idea people can collect and buy into.
I need to move. I don't care if it's Fartcoin. I need to go now.
When did this come out? Came out this fucking year. This came out this year. This came out this. Yo, it's rug pulls are legal. I mean, they've always been legal. This is hilarious. I've never seen something more funny in my life. Dude, you just create a coin? Stop trying to fucking steal my data. This is so wild. I'm actually at a loss for words here. Sure, cool. Let's click this. What is going on here?
Be live streaming. I would just
I would just send things every single day.
There's 40 people watching. What the fuck
But
is going on?
like, it's a gamble every time. Again, don't think of me as the dev. I just launched a token for you guys.
For us? This sounds like a great way to make some easy money.
This is about the meme. This is not about me. I'm just the guy that launched the coin. Like the Fartcoin dev is probably some random guy. Like he's not like a big shot in anything. But he did launch a successful token.
I'm watching somebody who's I'm streaming a stream. Okay, I really don't want to be taken down for any
Was it a meme coin?
Nonsense, but this is crazy. You can just do your there's a pump at what? How is this possible? I gotta look at Coinbase right now. I've been out of the fucking game. I know this just came in a month ago or something. Number 73. I can buy this on fucking Coinbase. Solana. It's a Solana-based platform. Of course it's on Solana! Oh my god. Fuck Solana, dude. If there's one that can call me out for defamation, it's not, bitch. You guys have lied on many occasions how many coins you actually have, your supply, everything. If you're already lying about that, I trust none of what you're doing or saying. Fuck you. This is crazy. And you want to know the funniest part? You want to know the funniest part about everything I'm seeing here? This is probably a really fucking good time to buy. Morally, I don't want to do it. If you want to make money, I would probably say invest in this shit today. It is worth a 0.003 of a dollar. Wow. I don't know if I should leave that here. How long have I even been doing this? It's probably been over an hour, right? It has been an hour and 12 minutes. Dude, I just called my crypto friend, my fucking actual friend, but I called him to see if he had any, ideas on what would be a good coin to invest in right now or anything. I think I might have just found one already. So far we've looked at, I know I had another thing here, but it's not important right now. All right. I'm not going to go based off that. Fuck that. Coin market cap. Sorry, Token Insight. I'm not including that. Fucking Solana, dude. They whatever. Tron, I'm surprised Tron is even still up here, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know what they're offering. Maybe they're offering something and I have no idea, but I feel like because they're called Tron and they've been here from the beginning-ish, kind of, they've really, solidified their position, almost like an XRP, but we've gone over Hyperliquid, mostly. Hedera is bullshit, Toncoin, and Pump.fun. And out of everything I've found so far, the ones that I've kind of looked at kind of haven't. An hour is not enough time to do proper research, by the way, because as you see, I've barely skimmed one white paper, but I still found some of the things I wanted to look at. Immutable, I've seen for a while now. I wonder that's doing the graph. I need to actually look at this. The graph, last time I checked, is a pretty decent project. I do have, VChain's number 45 here, yeah. Let's just look it up. Fucking the graph. Excuse me. You just give me the graph. Whatever. I just want to see what Token Insight has to say for it. You okay, dude? What's going on here? Oh, let's verify me. Let's see if I'm human. All this verification shit is just an excuse to dive deeper into your computer. That's all it is. Yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Yeah, in terms of partners, investors, the graph is doing extremely well there. Tokenomics, that is the one thing that's been holding it down. The graph is, I would say, one of the better fucking projects out there in terms of it has the ability to do a lot of things, and I still even now think that it's a really good time to buy the graph. I think it's always a good time considering how low it's been from its original, peak high. I think even now if it got to halfway of what it is, it's at fucking 9 cents right now. 9 cents. I think it's clearly backed by some good let me look into multi-coin capital. Who are you backing? Hmm. God, how bad do people feel who invested into Internet Computer ICP? That you couldn't tell from the joke of ICP it was gonna fail. Helium is still up there, kind of. Scale Network is, I don't think, ever gonna scale. Not because it's not potentially good technology, just who knows if it's actually ever going to get to where it should get to. Ooh, kind of low. Everything else not too bad, but either way, it's unrated. No fucking way. How the fuck is the Internet Computer unrated? There's no way. You're lying. That's weird. It's very weird. Internet Computer has the name value, but that's honestly. Oh my god! Oh my god! Will it ever regain its former glory? Holy shit. Oh, that's painful. I don't. I can't look at that. So yeah, from what I'm seeing, I would probably still just stick to the investments that I've been making. I don't think much has changed. Just in terms of if I want to make or anybody wants to make some money with all this stuff. Why is it purple here? Yeah, let me definitely look at VeChain here. Come on. Show me the money. Money, money, money. Okay. Triple B, which again I think is crazy. Ecosystem development. I mean, I feel like they're relatively. Oopsies. I feel like they're relatively active. I feel like the score rate here is a little skewed. Should be a little higher than that. I would give it close to 60%. Yeah, they used to not be on Coinbase for the longest time. That was such a pain in the ass. I remember trading in those days. Such a pain in the ass. I remember having it down here when it was less than a cent. It was crazy. For it to get all the way to 22-ish cents, it was pretty awesome. But in terms of where this could go, I'm like not even doing research. I'm just going back and just trying to see what fucking Token Insight is saying. But yeah, let's get into Immutable a little bit. Log again. When I see that it's been completely in the red, at least for me, this is a pretty good indication that it might be a good investment. Bullish, yeah, this might be a pretty good investment considering everybody wants to get back to whatever this is, and I assume a good amount of people bought there. Probably have been trying to buy down their average since then, but having this up here at $6 fucking dollars and now 55 cents, you got a long way to go to fix that gap. But I don't know too much about Immutable. I just remember my friend told me about it, and I was like, all right, let's check it out a little bit. Let's see if there's anything we can go off of from here. Yeah, games. This is the issue when it comes to games. When it comes to games on this type of these platforms and everything, the covers don't look bad. Some of the names are pretty kind of crap. Let's view this. This looks interesting enough, actually. It's not really loading. And never mind. Ugh. All fucking just vapor, I guess. Like, cool, it's a game. There's something to kind of show for it, you know? But let's play now. Oh, do I have to log in? Please don't make me log in. Boomland. Q2. Aren't we already in Q, like, 3? Yeah, we should be in, like, Q3. What's going on here? That's not good. That's not good that this isn't necessarily being updated. Something you gotta check on. You gotta keep these boys in check. Make sure they're hitting their deadlines, doing their job. Otherwise, what the fuck is going on here? What am I paying you for? So yeah, when I'm seeing this at the bottom, it's just red like this. Depending on how the platform and everything is actually doing, I would go with investing in something that is clearly at a loss and people want to get back to the gains. They want to get back to the green, right? So it's not very impressive technology though, but somehow, someway you don't have to be all that fucking impressive when it comes to crypto, right? It's just fine. But Avalanche I've seen for a while. I remember they were doing a lot of advertising, especially on Twitter. Polkadot, it's so surprising how it's down here at 24. It's very, very surprising. It's still in the green, which is kind of interesting. It's been up higher. You just wonder if we'll ever get back to those all-time highs, right? Because you see these bumps and you're like, please. But it's so tough. It's so tough to tell where everything realistically is going to go, because then when you look at everything on an individual level, you can kind of see like, oh, this has room to grow. I think everything right now has a lot of room to grow. You just want to pick the right one so you can ride the biggest wave, of course. Mantle. Never heard of Mantle. It's not in the red, which is good. See, something like this, I don't know too much about. I would never just throw money at it, but maybe. Will this be a good investment? Blockchain for banking. World where finance is free, efficient, and accessible, powered by tokenized technology, and open to all. Mantle. I think I've actually looked into this. Actually, this is looking very familiar. I think I've looked into this one. Treasury, 3.8 billion. Where the fuck did you get 3.8 billion? And for all these billions to be out billionairing everywhere, it's just kind of crazy. All right, if you're going to have a newsroom, one thing that needs to be understood about your blog, you gotta stay consistent. If any crypto or anything has a blog and it's not consistent and they're not constantly coming out with things, it's not a good look for investors to want to be like, well, where's your consistency? You have to have some type of timeline where you consistently do things and reasonings and yada yada. And weekly lottery. Giving away money. Why are you giving away money? That's weird. Shouldn't be giving away money. If you're giving away money, that's a problem. In terms of 1 year, yeah, it's up. I don't know. It's sorry, yawning so much. I'm tired. I like looking at a screen for too long, but this has been necessary necessary work. Piecoin. This fucking shit. I'm not gonna say it's shit. I have Pi. I think a lot of people actually have Pi, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the issue here is, but yeah, I don't know. You can't really sell Pi, can you, in the US? Or maybe you can. Say I have that much. That'd be $600. Imagine just mining Pi. You get that. You get $600 just because, cool, I had that laying around or whatnot or whatever. Cool. if I were to, yeah, like $600. See, let's move that. Say I have $600 that I sell from Pi, and then I move it to something like the Graph, right? And I put $600 here. I would have 6,469 of this, right? And say this goes up to like yeah, let's just double it, right? Let's just double it. 12,000 or 1,200. So if we have 1,200 of this as it gets to 18 cents, say there's a different one that kind of stays about where it is. Where would I then want to invest that? That's tough. You can then go lower. I mean, it would be hard to say a VeChain would actually. Now, it's probably going to stay around here for a minute, but even so, you invest 1,200, you would have 48,944, which, that's not bad. But in terms of waiting for this thing to go up, that would be pretty crazy. What is this? Implements proof of authority 2.0 mechanism. Ooh, I like this. Ooh, what's this I? Listen on Coinbase. National futures. Everything is very bullish. Everything is very bullish. Look at that. Who would have guessed? And then, say we get that, move it up, say it gets to, to double it, gets to 4 fucking cents. Is there anything on here that's like 4 cents? Just so I can, not have to do too much math. I can just go based off of whatever it is that I'm looking at. Anything that is 4 cents, please. All right, you know what? This will have to do. Pudgy Penguins, number 43. So then let's say I have 49,000. 49,000 of this. I then have 17. Gain 500. Wait. Yeah, nothing at 4 cents, right? Let's just be optimistic, even if we said 8, right? $49,000, and then if it went to 8 cents, let's have 49,000, so we'd have $4,000 from there. Once we have $4,000 from there, where would we go from there? No, give me the other way. Thank you. So say we have $4,000 invested now. Say we wanted to go back down to, I don't know, whatever, some type of coin. I don't think that'd be super reasonable though. It's tough because, yeah, this is why you need to find the coins that will net you that certain amount of money where then you can just keep, step up the ladder. Because at least with the low numbers, the low cents that I'm going with, kind of my spectrum of it is that at the bottom, at the bottom of it, I used like 10 cents up here. I bought like some Graph, and then I go down the ladder to try, or I started with Pi, my bad. I didn't even get to the Graph, that's my bad. I'm so stupid. I started with Pi and then tried to, kind of go up from there. That's why you need to find, sadly, the shit coins. And I think I might have found the thing that'll help me find every shit coin imaginable. 8.8 thousand. It's just, that's so crazy. This is essentially, million token. Since we're talking about this type of things. Million token. Where is that right now? It's at 2 cents over $1. What was this? $5. It's so funny. Yeah, I don't know. I rode this wave when it was here and made a funny amount of money when I did this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anything's been updated in how fucking long, but yeah, this was something I made money off of just because sometimes you find the crap coin, right? The crap coin that gives you all the money in the world and then you lose like most of your YouTube credibility, but you know, I think people still probably watch Tech Lead, right? I don't, but I'm just assuming things. What else can I mean? Sky Token. Let me take a look at it. Actually, the volume, the total supply is 23 billion. So I don't see a white paper, so I kind of don't like that. For saving without giving up control. Oh, okay, yeah, no. If you're a savings rate thing, you just spinning. Were you really just spinning just to give me introducing accessible, powerful, ready when you are? The fuck? Oh, whatever. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. This is nonsense. It's never. Yeah, this should not be here unless something ends up coming up that I haven't heard of. This is nonsense. Sky. Pump.fun though, dude, Pump.fun until I die. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this has the backing of. It's just so crazy. 0.54 billion. Who knows? This is an aggregator. Pump.fun is a goddamn aggregator. Look at that. What else am I seeing? Pax Gold, probably still nonsense. Tezos didn't do too much with what it had. All right. Another kind of strategy that I would use in terms of finding the best bang for your buck and a way to make a lot of money is to look at this circulating supply. And let's go to page 6. Let's go to circulating supply. Actually, let's not be, I don't want to be too, I was going to say zesty. I don't want to be overzealous. So you're not really going to find much on the front page. But let's just check. So, yeah, everything here would be too expensive. Yeah, it's already pretty high, pretty high. Yeah, these are pretty high for what they are. Fartcoin. Fartcoin. Fartcoin is number 87 and has a market cap of almost $1 billion. Coinbase, we had, dude, Coinbase used to have standards. Initializing Fart protocol, join the Fart community. This can't be fucking real. What am I looking at here? Are we serious? This is what I'm looking at. Fartcoin. This is why I get mad at my friend. Sit on Coinbase. Binance. The fuck? Fartcoin? Fartcoin. That's where we're at. This is where we're at in the crypto world. Dude, I thought we had no shame fucking years ago. But Fartcoin is in the top 100 Pepe bump. What happened? I swear to God, there used to be legitimate projects. Shiba Inu, what is that? No, okay, hold on. Let's go back to the numbers. Let's refresh. What the fuck is going? No, seriously though. What is this? Meme core, Jasmine coin, fucking Fartcoin. We're just like Pi Network. If I just hook something up to my ass and every time I fart I get a coin or at least a percentage of a fucking coin, the more flatulence that I have, do I gain more fucking coins? Because that website was beyond abysmal. It gave me nothing. I don't know what to work off of from there. Why did Coinbase list this? I swear to God, you dog with hat. There is almost $1 billion in this! $351 million is actively being traded on dog with, and it's not spelled fucking correctly. I'm gonna break everything in my fucking room. It's literally just a dog with a hat. Well, thank you for being so honest! It's mocking me. It's mocking me. I am being laughed at. There's just no possible way that this isn't. I know nothing, man. I don't know anything about finance. Fuck a good project. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't actually have to have good technology. You don't have to have security. You don't have to have the right partnerships. If you just fart and put a fucking hat on a dog! A hat on a dog! Pump.fun! I came back to this shit for an hour and a half! And I'm looking at projects, quote unquote, that nothing! There's nothing here! This is vaporware! Nothing here has any value! Official Trump coin! The President of the United States made a fucking coin? What's the technology? What does it do? It doesn't do anything! Fuck me, man. Here I was thinking that I could have an intellectual fuck intellectual. This is nonsense. I gotta turn my brain off. Why do I have it on? Fucking ICP. None of this is that Pepe is 30. I don't know what to do with this information. Because I can sit here all day and be like, oh man, this technology and this is really cool. You want to see something you've probably never fucking heard of, but has something that's kind of fucking cool, but you would never give a shit about? Here's the all-time fucking high for you right here. Beautiful, right? Graphlinq. What is that? Here's their white paper for one. Create dApps, launch your own coins, build bots, and design AI agents. Here's the full fucking website. The same fucking thing. Whatever. Either way, here's this. It looks way better than when I looked at it from like when? Yeah, 2022. And it said fuck all since 2022. But you know something? It's actually trying to give you this technology where you don't have to do so much heavy lifting because it's no code and AI. And look at this. It looks like a fucking Blender screen. And you can do all this stuff with real application, regardless if it has the funding or not. Look at this. You want to talk about pretty fucking websites? Pretty websites can get you anywhere, but you can actually get started with it and do things. Oh my God. All right, whatever. I'm not dealing with this right now. I'm not dealing with this. You're already letting me down here. Either way, it's crazy that people still even, here's the note. This is what I wanted to get to. I thought it was going to take me here. Here's the actual technology you can use on a coin no one gives a fuck about, will ever know about. It's not to discredit the project. It's not like it's obviously not a fucking good project for multiple reasons, and I shouldn't have to sit here and pander to it for people to know that because they're too busy investing in Fartcoin! Would you like to make an application with no code at all? Would you like to just learn how to use something? Look at this, look at this, look at everything you got. Jesus Christ, hi. Hi. Sorry, my dog just absolutely scared the life out of me. Hi, baby boy. He heard me yelling. I left my door open. I'm so hot right now. All right, back up, get out. I'm going to be right with you. Okay, go. I'll be right with you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Give me 1 sec. Alright, he's gonna want to go play, so that means I'm gonna have to Stop doing this. Oh my god. Here is something with real world application, with things that are... Look how much effort has been put into this. Look how much effort has been put into this. And no one gives a fuck about it. You haven't even heard of it. It's in the thousands. You know what I mean? 13,000 holders. You know what, man? I think if you haven't guessed what I'm going to do, I think I know the cryptos I'm going to invest in. It's 2 fucking cents right now. You know what I mean? It's 2 fucking cents right now. That's a worthwhile investment considering the total supply is 650. And I assume that's how much is floating around right now, right? Say I had, like, I don't know. I can get 1,000 for $20. I can get 10,000 for $203. If I put $2,000 in right now, get 100,000. This could easily get to $1. You want to talk about, dude? Look, just fuck me, man. All right. In terms of what my picks would be, from an immoral standpoint, go with your Fartcoin and your Pepes. Pump.fun, definitely. Pump.fun has not done anything. And if you want to make money, go ahead and go with Pump.fun. Hyperliquid. Fuck that, dude. I did not like it. I really don't even like Chainlink at this point. I don't like the wording that they're using. And because they're using that wording, you guys are doing sneaky stuff. I want that to be known. I hope more people talk about the fact that they're doing sneaky stuff, and I don't think they should be trusted. That's just my opinion. I don't think you could trust them. Graphlinq chain. I'd fucking invest into this. New listings and market. Alright. I think that the technical news is enough. You're wrong, you know. Yeah, who knows? It might end up doing nothing. There's been so many things, so many coins in the past that have had great technology and gone nowhere. I mean, let's look at Ergo right now. You know, 454. It is under $1. First year. Yeah, either way. Here we are with this. You want to talk about a good fucking project? I actually have a video. I have a whole guide, kind of incomplete, but I really do need to go back to it and finish this because I guess people who are into crypto at this point actually need more information, and they need a medium where you can actually go like, hey, this guy isn't just trying to shill something, or, you know, I don't know. This is so tough because I guess this is the Charles Hoskinson predicament where he's trying to do something good, but this community of crypto is filled with a bunch of fucking degenerates that want a quick buck because they've seen so many other people get rich from it that they're trying to do the same. It's fucking get rich quick scheme, whatever. I'm selling a course. I'm not selling a course, but buy it. Fucking. All right. Truthfully, in terms of what I'm going to do, I'm definitely going to look more into the top 100 because, I mean, there's a lot to take from here. People, if you want to know if something is good or not, truly, truly good or not, read the white paper. Or at least try to find a YouTuber who's going to go over a white paper and somewhat kind of understand it. You know what I mean? Somewhat kind of understand it. And, you know, whatever. I'm losing my words. I still have other things to film. I gotta edit. I gotta put out the discussions video. I have to do a whole bunch of fucking things that are on this list. And I wrote down more things as if to get away from the other things. So, I guess I'm gonna go figure out food or something. I'll probably be streaming again, maybe over at the Kukamangas. But for now, goodbye, everybody.